The following is a Hoop Ball presentation.
Hoop Base Ballers. Hey, welcome back to another episode of Today in Sports Betting. I'm your host, Devin Ellington, or DALE007 on Twitter. That's where you'll find me directly. The show, you're going to have to find at Hoopball Gaming. And then, for what it's worth, and it's worth a lot, we are a hoop-ball.com presentation. That's the thick of it. That's the motherboard. So I definitely would peruse on over that way. Check it out. Look at the free content. That's a great starting point. Get involved with some forums and some chats. Get involved with some of our active professionals and our contributors over there. Get some insights on your favorite teams or some players you need some news about. We got some great transactional blurbs. Aaron Brewski, the Godfather, and Dan Bespris, the Podfather, Vice and regular president, just running the thing. And we're a well-clicking machine at the moment. So make sure to come get some content. Stay for the premium, but definitely show up for the free stuff. I at least always show up for the punch and cookies and dip and stuff at whatever occasion. I know, Blake, I mean, you probably do the same, right?
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, minimally. That's the least you can do. Like, if someone says, hey, I got tortilla chips, I'm there. So our free stuff is the tortilla chips. And this podcast is a tortilla chip. You know, this is a free little diddly that we do. And like I said, I don't like to harp on it too much. And I've got the promo reads that we drop in the middle of the show. But definitely check out that less than 33 cents a day wager pass package. $9.99 a month. You got 10 professionals. Had Mr. Doug Reed go 6-1 the other night. What was it, last night? Yeah, last night between
last night
and MLB. So there's a good 5.5-6 units in your pocket right there. And then my free play streak is on a 3 chain right now. So we got that rolling. And then Blake handles a ton of baseball with us. So that's what we're going to be talking about. And by the way, he's at Blake Lawatch on Twitter, LAWATCH. I guess like the watch in Spanish almost.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, except it's not L, but you don't get what I'm saying. It's the wrong
It's close enough, yeah.
Conjugation or whatever. Yeah. Anyways, we make our own languages here on Hoopball. We talk about sports and sports betting. Blake and I talk a lot about baseball. For the newer listeners, which I believe there's probably a few of you here today, make sure to leave 5-star reviews because we are doing a cash giveaway. If you're on Apple stuff, Apple products, that's what I said I was going to start calling it on this show because Apple keeps changing their stuff. So I say Apple stuff because I'm not an Apple user. I'm not sure if you are, Blake. I don't think you are.
I have a iPhone and that's it.
Okay. Well, I say I'm not an Apple user, but I'm actually on a Mac right now. So bought secondhand though. It's not like I went and stood in line, and I have an iPhone with my iWatch and my.
I got to watch too, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd rather have a flip phone, honestly. But can't get by with that these days.
Nope.
Can't. It is cool to have a computer in your pocket though, because for sports stuff and sports betting.
Yes, absolutely.
Which is what
it's a must.
99% of my phone and my cookies is that. And then I think the rest is going to be like pictures of my kids, music, like Spotify, and the occasional eBay transaction, because I sell my Pokemon cards. So, but yeah, that's the life of Devin's phone. Now that everyone asked for it, they got it. So today we have a really, really awesome MLB slate. We were talking about some of the pitching matchups and some of the hot teams off air just a little bit ago. And really looking forward to some of these games. Looking forward to breaking them down and getting your opinions. I know you've already got a play in the wager pass.
Yep, got one.
And it's a good Friday. It's like a happy Friday. So we will just, how about we talk about that wager pass play within today's show, if you don't mind, Blake?
Absolutely not.
We'll do a little less teasing than what we normally do, because no one likes to be tempted with a good time. So we'll have a good time in that regard. And I've got to figure out what free play I'm going to send for today. So I feel like we'll probably start working on that throughout this show also. I think that'll probably be locked in by the end of the show. The Cubs lineup for today just came out. All right, I'm not looking at it yet. I just got the alert. Is Nico Horner in?
Is Nico Horner in?
What do you
I hope
think?
so.
You hope so? I hope so too. Let's see what it says. All right.
I am, yes, batting eighth, second base.
That's where I thought he was going to be.
Yeah.
Perfect. And then he's right there with Hayward. Or wait, here, hold on. I'm getting a different lineup.
I'm on the MLB app.
Are you? Oh, wait, no, there
Yeah.
it is. Okay, I opened up fully. Sorry. Wow. Yep. Hayward, Marisnik, Warner.
Yes.
At the bottom of the line.
Yeah, I like Horner. I really hope he can stick around.
I knew they were going to put him in against the lefty today. All right. Well, since we were talking about the Cubs lineup, let's just go ahead and talk about the Cubs game. They are playing against the Brewers of Milwaukee. And it's a 1:20 Central Time start on MLB Network. Brett Anderson, the lefty, 2-1 on the season, 2.65 ERA. Pretty solid start. Still early in the season, kind of. We're 15 games in? What are these fools' records? I'm not even.
We're
there we go.
16 games
16
in.
Games in. The Brewers have played 18. Cubs have played 18. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I did math wrong.
Yeah, it's all right. I do it all the time. So, yeah, I was kind of talking to you a little bit, or a lot actually, about this game before we started. Kyle Hendricks has not started the season off great at all. He's a righty, 0-2 on the season, 6.92 ERA, and the Cubs right now minus 145 money line right now is what I'm seeing, and over under of 9.5. Winds blowing out. It's Wrigley, 11 miles per hour, 58 degrees. Partly cloudy is what we're looking at. And the Cubs lineout just came out. And what do you think, Blake? Do you think we could see a lot of runs in this game? Or do you think Kyle Hendricks actually does something?
No, I'm going with the former. I think the overhits in this one. Brett Anderson also has not been good. He walks every single person that he sees. Yeah. Kyle Hendricks has been bad. I'm expecting a lot of runs.
The walks have been killing both these pitchers early in the season. I don't have their whips in front of me right now, but I know it's probably, it's got to be pretty high.
Hendricks is a little high. He's 1.69. Anderson is 1.12. How is it only 1.12?
He must give up a lot of walks, but maybe not a lot of hits.
Must be.
Yeah. That's wild. I thought it was going to be about 1.5. Obviously, you want to be close to that even line of 1. Some really great pitchers.
Yeah, he's not striking out a lot of guys either.
Guess he's just getting some ground balls. He's a ground ball pitcher, I think, if I remember right.
Yeah, he keeps the ball low.
Yeah. But, maybe with the weather, Wrigley blowing out against the lefty, the Cubs. We talked about their team total. Not a lot of value in it. We already established. Lots of juice, and it's still a high number on the runs. And just to throw some numbers out here for the middle, the top middle of that lineup, we against left-handed pitching this season, Jake Marisnick, Anthony Rizzo, Chris Bryant, Wilson Contreras all hit over 300. Rizzo and Bryant hitting over 350 against lefties. The OPS for this Cubs roster, and the bats are clicking right now. Like that offense is hitting. That series against the Mets got them going. And then the way they ended that Braves series really stunk. But the game prior to the finale, they put up a lot of runs. So like you said, I don't know. Here it is. I think this is going to be number 13 or 14 on the year, but I'm a Cubs fan, and we hear about it all the time with Wrigley and the wind blowing out. And I think this is Brett Anderson's looked good on the year, but this is going to probably be a falter spot for him, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's looked good, but his peripherals say otherwise. His ERA and expected ERA are 3 runs apart.
Holy crap. Yeah. And the way the Cubs are barreling balls up right now, some of those peripherals could come to fruition very early in this game.
I'm thinking so.
I wonder here, before we move on from this game, I know we talked about the team total not having a lot of value, and you're our first 5 guy. I've completely excluded it from my plays and my cards just for the simple fact I've just not had luck. But I was just looking at the total. We got it at 5. Over 5 is getting some shade at minus 115. Something tells me this is going to be like within the first 2 innings, we could see maybe like 4 runs.
Yeah, I would lean that over. I'm not liking the first 5 over-unders. That's just, it takes one lucky inning to hit an over.
Yeah.
And so betting an under is just always risky.
Yeah. And like we've seen time and time again, the bottom of the 5th, where unders go to die.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's happened like 4 separate occasions for us.
Yeah, we've been burned by a lucky hit and then an error, and then a guy goes yard, and then it's blown up.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much.
2 errors or a balk.
Yeah.
Like, I think there was a balk involved in one of ours too, and it was just like, are you?
Yeah, probably.
Like very next play, the guy gets knocked in. Like,
yeah, I like first half spreads and money lines, but the over-unders, I've learned to stay away.
Fair. Team totals also, I've found a little value in, but
I agree.
It just depends if you get that starting pitcher that some guys have had some really great success in the past with. And then if they just get a really nice split as far as left or right-handed, ball field, all those conditions, you know what we're talking about.
Yeah, and I really liked what the guest you had on from Odd Shark the other day, Joe.
Uh-huh.
I like what he said about the team total and taking the home team over is always risky.
I've been taking that into, and I had a game on my card, and I actually ended up ruling it off and like marking it off because at first glance, I totally forgot to use that rule. And then I was looking back at my card, and I was like, oh, crap. I'm glad I caught that.
Yeah, I love that. I thought that was genius. It's like 12% of their chances.
Yeah.
Taking away a whole inning.
Yeah.
That's over 10% of their opportunity gone.
At least 3 at-bats. And, if that's like the top of the order or the middle of the order coming up, say it's the Nationals and you get Trey Turner and Juan Soto as 2 of your batters. Trey Turner gets on with a walk. He's going to swipe a bag. And, Juan Soto doing what he does. Just for example, I think he's actually hurt right now. But
yes, I believe he is. He is.
A lot of actually IL, a lot of news on that front. A lot of guys hitting the list recently. Marlins had, I think it was I think it was Brian. It was either Brian Anderson or Garrett Cooper go to the IL recently. So we're starting to see some teams lose some guys, and it's starting to take effect.
Yeah. Yep. This has been the story the last couple of years that I feel like every year we're talking about how many injuries there are.
Sorry, I was taking a drink of water.
Very good.
There's a couple of teams that are healthy right now, and that's the Mariners and the Red Sox. Of course, I want to talk about this game. Do you want to talk about this game? Or do you have more Cubs, Brewers?
No, we can move on.
All right. Well, it's Fenway, another awesome ballpark. It's your Mariners. Yasel Kikuchi, left-handed pitcher, still hasn't gotten a win on the season. 4.74 ERA. Martin Perez pitching for the Red Sox, serving up 5.93 ERA, and a 0-1 record. So, first things first. The over. The over, and the wind's blowing out to right field at 11 miles per hour, and I like the over. Over 9.5. I was able to get it at even money, so I'm not sure. I don't know. Boston hits really well against these lefties. You say Kikuchi struggled. I like the Boston angle here too. Like I know it's a lot of juice. Let's see what they're going to be real. It's minus 140. I hate the dog on your Mariners, but this is just but I don't know. Maybe the players are tired after the extra innings game last night. I didn't even take that into account.
Yeah, I've learned that lesson the hard way. Take that into account too.
So maybe I should not. Maybe that's why the juice is like it is with that even money. But it's even I'm seeing it. It's crept up to plus 105 even in some spots. That's really fishy.
Where on what?
On just the total over 9.5.
Oh, really? Yeah, my bookie has it over 9 right now, minus 115.
Crazy. That's a wide spread. Well, that makes me feel a little bit better. Some books are just offering some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
My bookie, since that is our partner and our sponsor, I feel like they're on to something maybe. I don't know. Now I don't know how to play this because I'm seeing different stuff on different books and it's making me a little gun shy.
Yeah, this one would stay away from me for sure.
Well, I have to make a play on every.
You have to. I would guess the over if I had to. Wind's blowing out at 13 miles an hour.
Yeah, and it's blowing towards right, which is the short ball.
Yep.
What about Boston over 5 team total minus 115?
Oh, I kind of like that.
I feel like I like that better, I think, than the full game. Because, if Boston wins this one, which I pushed on their team total the other night at 4.
Yeah.
It's a lefty. They're just good against lefties.
Yeah, I don't like this one at all. You have fun making your pick. I would stay away from everything.
All right. Well, I'm going to make not only one play, but I'm going to make 2 plays.
What?
Yeah, we're going to double dip. And let's go full game over 9.5 because I am irresponsible.
Yes, you are.
I'm going to go.
Yeah, I guess the Sox team total over.
Boston team total over 5.
Yeah.
Those are mine too.
My bookie has a 4.5.
4.5. Perfect.
Mm-hmm. Even better.
Yeah. I'm going to lock that in right now. And newer listeners, if you aren't aware, like it started as a random thing, but Blake and I did the MLB preview article for hoop-ball.com where we talked about betting angles on and just kind of like what we thought was going to happen for each ball club and highlighted some pieces and all that. I made mention that I was just going to pick every Boston and every Royals game on the season, and I have no idea why. But it's worked out because both teams are doing really well. I just want to say that maybe I have something to do with that. Probably not, but we got those plays locked in, got the Boston game going, and we'll be able to take a look at some other stuff next. I'm looking forward to – actually, Blake, you've got a wager pass play that we're going to throw in there.
I do.
Let's go ahead and talk about that one. Let's get you in on, because I'm curious. I don't know what game you were on, so you toss it.
Yeah, I was on the sorry. Where am I? Got my internet's crapping out right now.
No, usually that's my thing to happen.
No, it's my thing right now. Yeah, I got Nationals first 5 play.
Oh, okay.
I got plus half at plus 160.
Okay. Wow. That's
Yeah.
a good.
Um,
I like the national spot in this game.
Yeah, DeGrom's pitching, so that means no runs for either team.
Right.
And so I think the Nationals just keep it close, keep it even for the first 5. I think it's very possible.
My issue, and this is just my concern, is Eric Fetty Wop, who he gets whopped. Like his every time I see him pitch, he's just serving up dingers and extra base hits, and his control is terrible. So that scares me. But like you said, no one gets runs. The Mets never score runs for DeGrom, and excuse me, might even take an angle of a team total underlook. It's at 4.5 for the Mets in some spots. Obviously shop around, see what you can find. Telephone call. But you gotta do your diligence and see if you can't find that. So.
I think Fetty's actually been better than his numbers show.
His peripherals are decent.
Yeah, his first game he got blown up, 1.2 innings for 5 earned runs. But after that, about 5 innings each for only 1 run. He strikes at everybody, but he also gives up a lot of hard contact and whatnot.
Yeah. Let's see here. What was I looking at? Yeah, it's 4.5 on my bookie.
Yeah. And this Mets offense obviously is nothing to be afraid of.
Man, I thought they were gonna significantly improve.
Yeah, you'd think. I mean, Lindor just went yard yesterday, right? For the first time?
Yeah.
Was it yesterday?
I think so. But like Conforto and Smith, JD Davis, like they haven't been doing tons. Juan Soto is, like we said, he's on the shelf with that strained left shoulder. So he's on the 10-day IL. Yeah, I think that's a marvelous play there.
Yeah, I like it a lot. They both these teams play small ball.
Yeah.
They're both bottom of the league in home runs. They're both bottom of the league in runs scored per game. All their other stuff they're actually okay at. They just don't get the ball out of the yard.
Just middle of the pack.
Yeah. They play 1970s baseball, and that doesn't cut it anymore.
Yeah, it does for me. I'm into it. But
I'm into it too.
Not
but
for overplays.
Yeah, not for winning games.
No, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the wind is blowing out pretty good, actually. That's my only fear, but it's not enough.
Yeah, and it's I don't know. Would you say that Citi Field is a hitter's ballpark?
No, mostly because the Mets hit there. Maybe if you put a good team in there, I'd consider it a hitter's park.
Touche. I like that. Quick pivot. I want to talk about Arizona, Atlanta real quick. I've been hitting on these Arizona totals because, man, believe it or not, but they're pretty good slugging. Their slugging numbers are up there. Talked about it on a recent show. Obviously, it was the Great American Ballpark Series against Cincinnati, but they're going to face off against this Atlanta team. We got some middling starters in there. What I've been noticing trends-wise and just like my plays, overs on like Tuesdays and Wednesdays in like middle of the week have been hitting significantly higher because you get worse pitching. But like even more so when you get into like the Thursdays and such. So I'm looking at over 8.5 with Luke Weaver on the mound going against oh gosh, Noah. Yeah,
Yeah. I'm not sure how to say it.
And I knew how to say it until I went to do it, and I just froze up. Maybe it would help if I looked at his Oscar Noah. Yeah, no.
Oscar Noah. Yeah.
Oscar Noah. I say maybe if I see the first name, it helps flow it a little better. But no. Both of these pitchers giving up just shy of 4 runs on the earned run sector. 1-1 on the year for Luke Weaver. This Arizona team has been actually putting up runs a lot lately. They're getting a total of over 3.5 right now, and I think that's real sexy. Turner Field's good to hit in, new Turner Field, I guess, if you want to call it that. I don't know what the exact designation is. SunTrust Park.
That's right. Turner Field's gone.
That's really dumb. I hate when they do that. Keep our ballparks.
Yeah, Turner Field wasn't even that old.
Exactly. But it was still like one of the more a lot of stuff happened there. I mean, that's obviously the Smoltz and the Greg Maddux days and the Chipper,
Man, those teams were fun.
Yeah. I like talking about those teams. I used to have the VHS tape of their series against the Yankees.
Oh, really? That's sick.
And it just was the season recap, and it was like the teams clinching their pennants, and it was like the in-depth, HBO style, World Series thing.
Yeah, that's sweet.
And every time I watched it, as a 6th, 7th grader, I was like, come on, the Braves are going to win it this time.
Yeah, and you'd watch it.
Not a Yankees fan, so because they were still they were currently winning still a lot, and it was just freaking Yankees, kind of
Yep, that's why everyone hates the Yankees.
The Bankies.
Those teams are easy to hate.
Yeah, they are. Don't get me wrong. I love me some Derek Jeter and Jorge Posada and Andy Pettit, but they just won too much.
They did. It wasn't fun.
Not fun for baseball. It was cool when the Marlins beat them, though. That was
yeah, I remember that.
That was a freaking.
What a random team to win.
Almost dropped a F-bomb. I almost had to pay Papa Vespris a quarter. Freaking Josh Beckett and Bronson Arroyo just out there.
Yeah, Arroyo. God, what a weirdo.
With his blonde braids.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, they were cornrows. They were just
Did he have cornrows at the time? I can picture it.
I don't know what he was doing with his high-ass leg kick.
No, man, when the Diamondbacks beat the Yankees, that was my favorite series probably ever.
Yeah. The early 2000s had some pretty good baseball.
It did.
We had, the Angels randomly winning it with Mike Socha in 2002.
I remember.
White Sox got it in 2004, 2005, something like that. And then, the Texas Rangers almost won it twice.
They almost won a couple times. Nelson Cruz can't play defense, so they didn't.
Didn't the Phillies win it?
Phillies won one, yep.
Yeah. They beat the Rangers. Wait, no. Yeah.
I believe so. Yes. The Cardinals beat the Rangers, and then the Phillies
beat the Rangers. And then yeah. And then the Red Sox swept.
Find out how wrong we are.
Yeah, I think we're probably really wrong.
No, I know the Cardinals beat the Rangers for sure.
That was the one where I can't remember who hit that crazy outfield hit.
Yeah, he hit it over Nelson Cruz in right field.
Yeah, in Game 6. Who was that? Was that Colton Wong that hit? No, he wasn't with that.
No, it wasn't Colton. It was, oh my God. Why do you put me on the spot like this? I know who he is.
David Freese?
David Freese, yes.
It was David.
Hometown hero, yes.
Yeah. Oh. Man, I hated those Cardinals teams so much.
They were fine.
Man, they weren't ever really, really good, but they were always winning. Now,
yep, that's the Cardinals way.
Boston in, I think it was 06 or 07. Didn't they sweep the Rockies or something?
Yeah, they did. I remember because that
was the most uneventful World Series.
It was, yes, because I believe they swept the series before too, so they were in a week's rest. And the Rockies went 7 games.
Yeah.
It was something like that.
I remember the Brewers being a part of that postseason too for some reason. Prince Fielder and CC Sabathia.
Uh-huh.
Being a part of the October craziness. Yeah, there's some really good postseason baseball in the early 2000s.
There was, absolutely.
Some uneventful stuff too. And then of course you get into the teens and you get into the Royals runs, the Mets, some of that awesome stuff.
Can't believe the Mets were in the World Series just a few years ago.
Right. And I can't believe they beat the Cubs to get into the World Series.
I mean, I guess maybe that was 5 years ago by now, at least.
It was a lot. It was 2016 or
2016.
15's when they went and lost to the Royals.
Dang.
Yeah, they kicked our ass in the series. I think we scored one run.
That's brutal.
Not exaggerating. It was
brutal.
bad. Their Matt Harvey, man. Matt Harvey Dent. He was just throwing everything out there.
Yeah, what a fall from grace. Isn't he on some team that's
He's on the Orioles
this year?
And I bet against him the other day, and I lost. Jeez. So he's still doing that.
Can't believe he's still around.
He didn't look bad. I was actually watching the game. He did not look terrible. So
Matt Harvey.
Yeah. It was not as bad as his other starts. And he got the win. So
all right.
Real briefly, we'll get this game out of the way since we're talking about the Orioles. Baltimore. Oakland going to Baltimore, going to the odds, and they're on a 12-game win streak. This just kind of has to be a complete stay away for me. We talked about it briefly off air. It's just so volatile with a team being on this high of a win streak against one of the worst teams in the majors.
Yeah. I looked at this game long and hard this morning, and I really want to take the Orioles money line just because they just have to lose at some point. Maybe the first game on the road is that letdown spot. And Jorge Lopez looked really good in his last game. Yeah. But I still can't pull the trigger.
Yeah. You mean you can't pull a trigger on Baltimore against a 12-win in a row team like Oakland? That's... Yeah. You telling me that's wrong?
Baltimore's 8-10, so it seems like they're actually okay. But when you remember they were given 3 games to start the season, they're 5-10 in their last 15, so they're not as good as their record appears.
Yeah, that series against Boston was a complete weird.
Yeah, that was an outlier. Throw that away. That doesn't count.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers and what they're doing. The Baltimore money line's not even that high. It's plus 1.
Yeah. Plus 115 wasn't enough.
The spread is, they're the run line, plus 1.5 at minus 135. So I think Vegas is expecting Baltimore to win.
I don't know. Yeah, plus 115 is not enough for me.
No, it's got to be plus 140 in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's not. We don't need to touch that, y'all. Let's just watch some baseball and see if Oakland can win 13 in a row. I wonder what their franchise best is.
Wasn't it in the Moneyball movie 20 or whatever?
Oh, yeah, I guess. Hey, guilty confession. Never seen it.
You never seen it?
I know. It's crazy.
You're such a loser.
I'm so weird, though. Sports movies for me, as huge of a sports fan as I am, sports movies I just have a hard time warming up to. Radio is one of my favorites. I went and saw Invincible in theaters, took a chick in 8th grade and never talked to her after that. And then obviously I love Hoosiers. Major League is a great one.
Major League's one of my favorites.
I could watch Bull Durham on repeat, but it's for me, I never saw Trouble with the Curve. Oh, Fever Pitch. I love.
Dude, Trouble with the Curve was terrible.
Fever Pitch was phenomenal. I must say, just because it had the whole current events, real life,
Yeah, that was cool.
They were actually filming the movie, in the middle of that crazy stuff,
Yeah.
So, but yes, no, I definitely need to watch Moneyball because I love the A's. I love the Moneyball concept. I love all the characters involved, the actors, and then I love
it's an actual good movie.
The real life stuff. So I know. Maybe I'm just holding on to it and cherishing it, and I'm gonna watch it at a very special moment. So
okay.
Whenever
Well, let
it's
me know when that special moment is. I'll leave you alone.
all right, when it's aged just perfectly, Movies are
I
like
mean, it's
cheddar.
it's like 10 years old already. I'm pretty sure.
That is a good year, if we're talking about bourbons. 10 years like the sweet spot. So,
Ugh, I can't do bourbon.
oh man.
I'm a little wuss when it comes to liquor.
Well, bourbon has a special place in my heart.
Dude, it
And
came out in 2011. It's 10 years old.
okay, all right, so I got to watch it this year. All right. I'll
Yes.
do it this year. I promise. And then I'll do a full-on Ebert and Roper write-up and review afterwards and
All
do
right, I look forward to it.
full show about it. So, speaking of pop culture stuff, while we're on these tangents, I'm going to throw out an album for today. It came out in 1997, and it's one of my favorite bands. They're over in your area. I'm not sure if you're into them or not, though, Blake. And that is Modest Mouse. They are from Issaquah, Washington, but they have an album. It's their first album, and it came out in 1997. It's called The Lonesome Crowded West. It's definitely amongst my recommendations, and it's what's playing currently during this show and what has been playing. It's a good one.
I think Modest Mouse is okay. It's not quite my style. They're fine, but people around here love them.
They're weird.
I remember, yeah, they had a show here, back in their prime, 10, 15 years ago or whatever. And it sold out in less than a minute. And it's crazy.
Yeah, they got the hits for sure. And then once you get, like, if you're into it, like, it's not everyone's Kool-Aid.
Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah. They got some weird stuff. They got some mellow stuff. They got some low quality stuff from the 90s. They got some EPs that I really enjoy. So I could talk about them all day long. They started with a 3-piece, and they've added some musicians since then. They had a little stint with the former Smiths guitarist Johnny Marr as their guitarist
Oh, really?
in the studio in the early 2000s. So I think that's when I actually really, really started liking them, was when Johnny Marr came along, because I love the Smiths. So
Yeah, there's an old guy at my work who talks about the Smiths all the time.
is he single and depressed?
He's single. He smokes a lot. And he likes to live alone.
Hey, yeah. I bet he probably likes Death Cab for Cutie too.
He might. I don't know.
Because, I mean, I qualify. I like the Smiths. I'm single. I live alone. So it's just criteria. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I don't know the guy, but I want to talk about an underdog that I do like today. Usually we go in like kind of time frame order, but we're all over the place. We're trying some new stuff here. We're just flowing with it, But Mr. Brubaker on the mound. I love this pitcher for Pittsburgh. Obviously you and I were not high on Pittsburgh. We liked Cabrian Hayes, but he hasn't been part of the team because of his injuries to start the year.
Yeah, what a bummer.
Big bummer. And I think if he was in right now, like, I mean, Pittsburgh's only a game under 500, and we're only 20 games in. It's out. We got a full 162, but still, like, they have a better record than the Twins.
That's crazy.
The Twins, with that aging hitting and that aging pitching, like I said, my two biggest concerns for the Twins coming into this year. They got J.A. Happ, a lefty, going out there. Pittsburgh has some sneaky power. And I've been doing Pittsburgh stacks in DFS lately, and I've been winning with them. So the exposure is low. The expectations are low. And you got an aging left-handed J.A. Happ, but you got guys like Gonzalez that hits 357 against lefties this year. Frazier and Phillip Evans, they do a little less better against lefties than what they do normally, but still high OPSs throughout for this Twins team. I'm going to pull up a team total. I've already got them picked as a plus 140 underdog.
Yeah, how are they plus 140? That is so much.
And it hasn't even really moved. It hasn't.
Yeah, I'm going to pick that right now before it goes away.
I just don't. Vegas is dogging them, 3.5 on the team total. I'm going to scoop that up too. I'm on Pittsburgh tonight. I think they win. I think you see some really good pitching against this aggressive but unhealthy Twins club. Brubaker's got some nasty stuff. and he can control the zone, from toe to head. He's got some really nice control. He's 2-0 on the year, 1.76 ERA. His peripherals probably need to be scrubbed a little more, but I've personally watched him a couple times this year and have been very impressed.
Yeah, and on the other side, Jay Happ is he's ready to get blown up any minute. His peripherals do not look good.
He's uninspiring, to say the least.
He's in the 5th percentile in whiff percentage, 13th% chase rate, 10th% expected slugging. All bad. All bad.
And Pittsburgh's got, like I said, some sneaky slugging. I'm going to let's kind of stay with this Pittsburgh-Minnesota game a little bit because I like it a little. I think we have our betting angles, but as far as dissecting these teams and gaining some stuff to move forward with, I think it's a good spot.
Yeah. Pirates are 9th in the league in WOBA.
Okay. I was going to look into their slugging stuff. I wanted to see team advanced batting. Here, let's see how many what they rank as far as plate appearances. Yeah, they're top 10 in the league in plate appearances.
Dang.
So they get to the plate, they get through their lineup. It shows patient hitting. Wonder how many. Let's see. Let's check their ISO out. All right, so ISO not so great. They're 24th.
Really?
132. So I mean, they don't hit, which makes sense. They don't hit for power. I was just curious.
Yeah, they're bottom of the league in home runs.
Yeah.
Not bottom, but towards the bottom.
11th in walk percentage. So yeah, patient at bats. 9.5% as a team. Arizona's number 1 in the majors at 11.5%. So.
Oh, you know what? I was looking at it wrong. That makes sense now. Slugging, they're bottom 10 in the league.
Bottom 10. Okay.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. But still, I mean, disciplined at bats.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's see here. Hit for extra base hit percentage. I want to see if they at least get. Yeah, they're 20th. But like I said, like we said, they're going against this Minnesota team. And Minnesota is not really impressive in regards to any of these stats that we're talking about either.
So, yeah, what's the run on this game?
It is 8. I think you got to look
8. Yeah, I'd look at that under if I had to.
The under, yeah. I thought you were gonna maybe say over, but yeah, I just this Brubaker kid, I like him. I think he's.
The odds have already changed to plus 135. It's already going down.
Oh, it's already going down.
Plus 140. Yeah.
Oh. Well, there you have it, y'all. We might need to move briskly from this point out so that way we can get the Pirates play.
Get it out there.
Extreme value. If anything, it just makes us look good if it plays out right.
True. Man, think of how much money the Twins have lost people.
A lot.
A lot of money.
They're on my don't bet list.
Or bet against list.
Or bet against, yeah. Now, there are teams. I've got my don't bet list, and I've got my just don't freaking touch games that these teams are involved in. Right now, Yankees, hoop ballers. Let's talk about your balls. Yep, your balls and the area around them. Let's talk about manscaped.com. Go there and use promo code hoopball20, HOOPBALL20. Use the promo code and go check out all the tools they have of trimming the hedges and taking care of your lawn, like the Lawnmower 3.0 with a built-in LED light to help you get into those dark dye crevices on the inner parts. Also, the Gooch. It is hard to get to the Gooch if you can't see it. So use the LED light with the anti-tugless technology on the razor, full long battery life. Then check out the Weed Whacker. Bring that out of the shed. Use it on your shrubs. Cut down what you need down to bare minimum if you need to. It's got a nice anti-tugless technology, just like the Lawnmower 3.0. It's also got a lithium battery. And best news of all, these things are waterproof. So that way you can do it in the shower and take care of business in the cleanest way possible. Hoopball20 is the promo code that's going to get you free shipping as well as 20% off. I recommend using it. I recommend getting the complete care kit with your free shipping and your 20% off. Spend a little extra, get a lot more. There's a good care kit there for us gentlemen: face scrub, shampoo, ball treatment, and the area that surrounds our balls. I believe there's even a pair of underwear in there for our balls. So yeah, that's going to conclude the talk about our balls. Now let's talk about bets. MyBookie.ag is where all the hoop ballers take care of their winnings and where we place all of our wagers that we post in our article in the Wager Pass, as well as our free plays and our Discord chats. Yes, MyBookie.ag. Use promo code HOOPBALL, HOOPBALL. Let them know that we sent you. Hell, specifically type in my name. I want them to know. But most importantly, you got to let them know what podcast that is. And it is Today in Sports Betting. You let them know that we sent you, and then we as a family get to grow. And then we get to set you up to reap more benefits. And that is what's important to us, because we are here to help you win money. And that is why we recommend MyBookie. Their slogan is bet, win, get paid. And it's quite simply that easy. Use Bitcoin to get going. It's a high recommendation of VM Center at Vince Miracle, our guy. It's a recommendation of me. It's so easy. Dan Bespris, the Podfather, Aaron Bruschi, the Godfather, they get in there, they get going with Bitcoin, they get their money in and out, and it's easy peasy. Hoopball's the promo code. Use that. Let them know that we sent you. MyBookie.ag. Bet, win, get paid. Now, as a podcast, we have your balls and your bets covered. And without further ado, we have Today in Sports Betting. And the Indians are two teams, and they're playing each other. And then who did I have? Washington. Just because I think I'm 0 on the year with them. White Sox are still there. You know, I have severe trust issues after the way this season started off. And then think those are pretty much all my just complete do not bets. But
yeah, and those teams you just kind of stay away from just because you don't watch them close enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like the Cardinals. I don't think I've made a single play on them this year because I just don't watch them a lot.
Cardinals are another team that I have tapered off of putting into my tickets. Cincinnati though, and I've been cheating. I've been doing a lot of overs in Great America Ballpark, but my Cincinnati plays this year, I've done really well with. I'm looking at my results.
Yeah, they're making me nervous because there's no way they're going to stay this good all year.
Exactly.
And there's going to be a fall off, and there's going to be the adjustment time that it takes for us to realize that they're not the offense that we thought they were. And I'm just nervous when that's going to come around.
Yeah. I'm 6-3-1 on the year on Cincinnati picks or plays from my plays that I've posted.
Yeah, that's nice.
Well, since we're talking about a team that I don't like to play, talking about the Cards, this Reds Cards game, we got Sonny Gray pitching, the righty. He's obviously coming back from some health stuff. Kwang Hyun Kim is a complete wild card. And I think there's some talks in the Discord this morning, the MLB channel, which, folks, if you are not a part of the premium stuff, that is reason enough to do so. The Discord chats, what I learn in there daily is phenomenal, and I learn a lot from just our followers and stuff. So get in there, get situated, and listen up on that. This Kim guy is just a real big wild card, and this is just a complete wishy-washy game in my opinion. I'm looking to only play the Reds when they're at home, and it gives me a little less volatility to handle and a little more clear-cut path to a play for them. And complete stay away game for me, to say the least.
Yeah, Kim's only pitched 3 innings this year, and he got lit up a little bit. So who knows?
I
It's not.
originally, oh, sorry. I originally looked at over 7.5 because it was just such a low number. And I've taken a couple of these 7.5s in Cincinnati games this year. And what I think it is, because I got one in a Luis Castillo start. And I think it's just the namesake, like with these Reds pitchers and how good they were last year. So I think with like Sonny Gray, they're setting this number at 7.5, but Sonny Gray's still getting rocked and he's figuring it out to get the year rolling. Like he missed some would-be starts. So like 7.5 is a really low number. But,
Yeah.
Kim hasn't had a good start this year. This could be it. Moose is out of the lineup for the Reds. It's, at Busch Stadium, which is less of a, fly out zone than Cincinnati. So I'm staying away from this one.
Yeah, they have a combined 7 innings pitched this year.
Yeah. So not a lot of sample size.
It's a guessing. You're truly gambling if you pick anything in this game.
Yeah. Which we are gamblers, but not like that.
There's a difference. Difference between handicapping and gambling.
True that. Yeah. Kenny Rogers, hold and fold, all that good stuff.
Hold and fold.
And walk away. Hold, fold. Yeah. Real briefly, I do have an overplay in this game because I just like to I like to hate on Andrew Heaney. That's what I was trying to say. It all just kind of got pushed together there. He's a lefty. Houston got some lefty killers in their lineup. I love targeting Houston against lefties or vice versa, how we would phrase that grammatically. Zach Greinke on the mound. Gosh, he's just not looked good this year, in my opinion.
Yeah. I keep expecting him to bounce back, but he's just not.
He's not. Yeah, I tried to back him last time out. I just took Houston straight up on the money line, and they shit in their sock. I tried not to say it, but I didn't have another phrase. And so over 8, especially with this Angels bullpen, and the Houston bats getting an upgrade against lefties. I think this is a good spot for an over here, in my opinion.
And I'm wondering if the Astros offense woke up last night. I think they did.
Mike Trout is questionable, which is probably accounting for like a full run on the spread or the total. So that's a big, big loss there, obviously, if it happens. But there's so many Houston hitters hitting over 300 against lefties and with over 700 OPS. I mean, it's impressive. And Heaney's not a great pitcher by any means. And like I said, Houston against lefties, great spot to target. Over 4.5 on the over 4.5 on the team total for Houston, I think has some love on it for me. It's at -105. And then just looking at the full game, I think that's just the way to go for me. Let's see. There's another. Oh yeah, of course. We got to talk about a Coors Field game because it's actually a really good matchup here. Really looking forward to this game, baseball sake. Philly and Colorado. Got Vince Velasquez, who, just like Kim, has a 9 ERA. He has not had a good start at all, and he gets to go pitch in Coors Field. Good luck, bud. And your man Marquez, is it your man or your main? I can't remember.
I've heard Herman the most.
Yerman? Okay. Yerman. I got the yips on that, like Charles Barkley's golf swing. I say it differently every time. 3.57 on the ERA. He's a magnum right now. And the 6-12 Rockies. I mean, we obviously weren't expecting a lot out of them. Philly, I think, has started the year a little bit better than what we thought they would, just mainly because their bullpen's not been historically bad like it was last year. Coors Field, we got Gene Segura out indefinitely. Didi Gregorius questionable. That hurts Philly a lot because those two guys were doing really, really well. And Colorado is actually the favorite at -120.
They are the favorite. That's weird.
So fishy there. Obviously with the pitchers looking bad, that makes a lot of sense. Missing a couple of their better infielders, or probably their best infielder. I'm trying to think of who their infield is. What you got? Rhys Hoskins, Segura, Gregorius. Who's at first? Jay Bruce. Is he still there?
I thought it was Hoskins.
Or is Hoskins first base? So who's third base?
I think.
Anyways, not that it matters. Gene Segura and Didi Gregorius, two big pieces to be down. And so originally thought Philly had a good chance here, but I'm going to go ahead and stay away from the side and just go ahead and stay with a total play. And I'm just going to go over.
10.5. Jeez.
Yeah, I know.
That's so many runs.
I know. But it's Coors, right?
It's Coors, yep.
Let's see, actually. I'm looking at the Rockies home. Dude, what?
Yeah, they score 5.5 runs at home.
Look at 2-7-1 is their over-under record at home. The Rockies.
Really?
It's not an instant lock this year. And then look at this. The Rockies are 3-12-1 on the season in regards to over-under.
Really?
12 unders for the Rockies.
Yeah, I mean,
losing
at
Arenado, losing Murphy. You know, they lost a lot of hitting from last year.
Yeah, they're truly a gross team.
They're starting guys like Josh Fuentes, and I mean Ramel Tapia is good, but he's not a great hitter. He's got like sneaky power. They lost David Dahl to the Rangers. So
yeah, it's truly a gross team. They do score at home, but the road they are exceptionally bad.
I did not know they had that many unders to them this year.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because on the road, I mean, they're scoring 2 runs a game. What is it? I just had it.
It's bad.
Where'd they go?
They're 0-6 on the road, straight up.
Really? Yeah, they score 1.83 runs on the road.
Oh my god.
Per game. Less than 2. I mean, all their team totals, every time I look at them, they're on the road, their team totals are set at 3.5 generally.
I've lost a couple of those bets.
That's just so little. You can't bet that because one lucky inning, like we talked about earlier, and they hit the over.
Yeah.
But also, they're not good enough to score 3 runs on the road, or 4 runs, I mean.
I wonder what they're like. I bet they rank at the bottom in team on base percentage and like walk percentage. And
I will get that in 2 seconds. On base percentage, they are bottom third, 277. What was the other one you said?
Walk percentage. They are 30th in the league at 19.6 opponent strikeout percentage. So they don't.
Yeah, they have walked the least amount of times at 38.
Yeah, they're bad. They don't get guys on base. I bet extra base hits, they're really low.
Let's just look at hard hit percentage. They're bottom in the league at hard hit percentage, 33.3%.
I'm looking at, I was just looking at some peripheral.
Yeah, they're just bad. Straight bad.
But like I said, those 2 pieces for Philly being out is huge. But for minus 120 is what I'm trying to make sense of. That don't make
it says trap, or they know something we don't know.
It's a fish trap. Don't do it.
Maybe it's because Vince Velasquez has barely pitched. I don't know.
I think people are seeing the 9 ERA and it's like, oh yeah. But I mean, Marquez, his last start was, I think, really good, but that's about it. He struggled. Yeah. Like that whole rotation, their first 2 starts, it was rough. It was really rough.
Yeah. And Velasquez hasn't even started a game yet. He's been in relief duty this whole year. So
that's right.
This is his first start.
That's a good point. So
I think if you play this game at all, you're gambling again. You're not handicapping anything.
Well, I think
except for the under.
If we're backing the side of the fishiness, we could look at it and say, well, Vince Velasquez is going to implode within the first 3 innings and get us halfway there.
Yeah.
And then we'll get into the later innings with these crappy bullpens and tack some runs on later on, which I think is very probable. Again, a true huge gamble. I don't like it now that we've looked into it more, but I started with the over 10.5 and it's Coors Field. We'll put it on a lean right now. It's not it's just hard not to take it but like I said, we just looked at what Colorado's doing in regards to over and unders on the season in general and at home, and that was shocking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that really is shocking.
But like you said, you talked about the runs.
It's 110.
What's that?
The first 5 money line for the Phillies is plus 110.
Oof.
That's my favorite play if I had to do anything.
This is a weird one. It's sticky. I didn't realize how sticky and fishy it was until we dug into it there a little bit. I mean, you got so many weird angles, injuries, bad team, Velasquez making his first start after doing relief duty and sucking at it. A supposed ace, for Colorado. Just all sorts of stuff. Blackman can't hit the ball this year. You never know when he's going to turn on. He could have a 4-for-4 night with 2 freaking dingers,
Yeah, you know what, man? The more I'm looking at it, the more I really like the under.
Really?
Because the temperature's in the mid-50s. That's not warm enough to help. Humidity's pretty low.
Not
so that's helpful.
No wind. It's like 4 miles is what I'm seeing.
Yeah, the wind is barely blowing, and it's kind of blowing in-ish.
Sideways, right to left.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you take the under. I'll take the over. We'll see what happens.
Well, there's no chance for push at 10.5, so let's go.
Yeah. One of us is winning. Again, just kind of a lean right now, but it's just a weird game. I'm excited to talk about the pitching in this next one. That's Miami and San Fran. It's the total is at 7 right now, and I originally was looking at under 7.5. It's already moved. We got Mr. Sandy Alcantara on the mound for the Marlins, the fish with arms, and Alex Wood, who has looked really, really, really good to start the year, the lefty. Marlins already not a great offense, and they struggle a little bit against lefties. I guess you could say that with every team, but they do have a couple hitters that prefer to hit lefties, and Miguel Rojas and Jazz Chisholm, which I've enjoyed watching a lot of Jazz Chisholm this year. I've watched a lot of Marlins games. And then the Giants, they struggle against left-handed bats. Evan Longoria is questionable. Brandon Belt's questionable. Crawford questionable. Donovan Solano out indefinitely. Jorge Alfaro was another name I was trying to think of that just got added to the IL. Brian Anderson and Garrett Cooper. Garrett Cooper's questionable. Brian Anderson's on the IL. Lots of pieces missing.
Jeez.
Or
who's left?
Yeah. Jesus Aguilar, Adam Duvall, Miguel Rojas, Luis Brinson, Garrett Cooper, Christian Wallach, John Birdie, the Dirty Bird, John Chisholm, likely going to be a lineup today for Miami. Tommy La Stella is going to get some run for the Giants, I would imagine. Alex Dickerson, Austin Slater, Yaz is still in there. But overall, a lot of guys out, a lot of missing pieces. We got some quality pitching. I might try to shrink. No, I won't. I was going to try to tangent off in the first 5 under, but I'm not doing it, Blake. I'm going to stick with first look here. Under 7.5. I know it's a low number, but it's a pitcher's ballpark and pretty bad offenses. That's what I've got to take on this one.
Yeah, I would lean the over if I had to, but that's purely for the weather reasons.
Yeah.
The lineups are bad. They're going to be bad. The weather is favoring the over. So that means stay away from me. And Alcantara has not looked as good as I was hoping he would. Every start's been worse than the last.
Yeah.
He's still striking out people, but he's allowing a lot more runs.
He's going deep in accounts too. Like he's laboring.
Yeah. I mean, he's gone into the 6th inning each game, or he's pitched 6 full innings each game.
Do you have his pitch count in front of you on that too with his lines? Not to put you on the spot.
No.
Okay. I wasn't sure what source you were using. There's a couple I use that you look through there and it's got like his pitch count with it. Yeah, so obviously I'm banking on Alcantara to do decent. Gonna need him to not do what he's been doing. Need Alex Wood to continue to do what he's doing for my sake. These teams went to a 3-0 result last night. When I saw that these teams were starting a series, I was excited because I knew that we might see some low scoring defensive games. You got a Bruce Bochy disciple coaching for the Giants. Then you've got, Mattingly managing for the Marlins. So definitely old school style approaches here for both teams. And I hate that Blake and I are on opposite sides again, but that's the way it is sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to play any of it.
Yeah.
But Wood just hasn't pitched enough this year to really get a feel for him, and Alcantara's starting to look worse and worse each game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, his peripherals are still great, so maybe it's just luck induced.
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. I already said that Cleveland and New York, the Yankees was going to be a stay away game for me. So I'm going to stand true to that unless you wanted to talk about it further if you had an opinion on that game.
No, not really. Okay. I like Jordan Montgomery, but he hasn't looked great.
Right. And then he's going up against Logan Allen, which, I mean, God, his last start was just rubbish. That was bad. And then I will be talking about this one because I got to make a play. And I think I got not like an easy one, but I think I got like just a clear-cut one to just roll with. Mike Minor's a lefty, obviously, but his ERA is high. It's 5.17. He's older, he's a little aged arm going against Casey Mize, one of the top prospects. It's hard to say top prospect for Detroit because they have so many, but Casey Mize bolstering fastball righty going against Kansas City. Kansas City added a lot of power in this offseason. So with a quality fastball like Mize's, I like Kansas City's chances of getting guys like Jorge Soler, Carlos Santana, and Whit Merrifield dingers. Brian Dozier's got secret power. And if he gets a barrel on a 100-mile-per-hour fastball, his exit velo can be 110 plus easily. He hits opposite field pretty well. And so what I'm looking at is just going to be a simple straight up play on the Royals minus 115. This team's playing well right now. I don't like backing Mike Minor, but Detroit struggles really bad against lefties. You got guys like Wilson Ramos hitting under 100, hitting .091 against lefties. You've got Jacoby Jones barely hit. He's barely got a heartbeat against lefties. Willie Castro hits 1.25. You got Victor Reyes hitting 250 against lefties. Jaime Candelario is the only bright spot. He hits 308. But he's not a great hitter anyways. Like he's better against lefties. He's more comfortable. But overall as a hitter, he's not that great. And these Royals, man, like I said, Blake, they're rolling and they're 10-7 on the year. They're up at the top of their division. I know it's still early on, but I got to make a play on every Royals and every Red Sox game. And my play is Kansas City minus 115.
Yeah, I don't know what else it would be. I just don't trust Casey Mize. He's just too wild.
Yeah, and I was going to look at team totals or a total play, but the Tigers offense, bad, especially against lefties. So it would just be a weird gamble on both sides. Casey Mize, big variable. And then also Mike Minor, like if we're going to get a start that we're accustomed to from Mike Minor, you want to go with the over. If we're going to get a start of what I think could happen today, then you want to take the under. So it's just too wishy-washy again for me. Clear cut, Royals minus 115.
Yeah.
So I've got my Boston play in. I've got my Royals play in. We've got your wager pass play in. Looks like we got couple other games, three to my exact account to chit chat about, and we can wrap up a bow on the show. Toronto, Tampa Bay is an interesting game to me, and I'm not sure how to play it. This is probably, I don't know if it's the best, but it's a damn good pitching matchup with Steven Matz and Tyler Glasnow.
Ooh, I would say the best.
Yeah, it's gotten my attention most percolated. We got Yu Darvish and Clayton Kershaw, though, in San Diego, Los Angeles in their game. So, Tampa Bay against lefties, left-handed pitching, typically a little bit better. They have some guys that hit really well against them. Their OPSs are great. This Tampa Bay offense, though, is just so bad's not like the right word. They just don't care about scoring, you know?
Yeah, it's just bleh.
Yeah, I mean, that's their approach, honestly. But they're the heavy favorites of minus 160, minus 155. Glasnow will do that. Is there value in backing Steven Matz at plus 135 in the Blue Jays for the full game? I mean, they have the more potent offense.
I mean, they should have the more potent offense. On paper they do, but they don't really actually.
Yeah, they're just as bad.
Where's this game? It's in Tampa.
It's in Tampa.
It's not in Dunedin.
It's a dome, Tropicana Field.
Yeah. Tampa's been they're actually better on the road in terms of offense. I just can't bet against Glasnow. He's just too good. His slider this year is too good.
He added that. I was watching.
He added that this year, yeah.
I was watching an interview while I was watching a Tampa Bay game. I think it was the Rangers-Rays game or something recently, and he was talking about it a little bit, and just kind of the way he was talking about his stuff and the way he was, just talking in the interview. You can tell he's feeling it right now, and these Toronto bats strike out a ton, so maybe
they do strike out a ton.
Maybe over Glasnow K's prop, maybe. I mean,
interesting.
We don't. You and I personally don't do a lot of takes on that, but like if we find an angle that, as two smart individuals who love baseball, and we see kind of like a tributary of opportunity, I think it's 8.5.
Dude, I got 9 at minus 114. That is not enough.
I think that's.
You like that? That is a lot of strikeouts.
It is.
Let's see what his game log is. 6-9, 14-7.
Ooh. 6-9, 14-7. He's only hit it once, and he hit it by 5.
Yeah, he pushed once, hit it once, and missed it twice.
So he's due to win, basically.
Sure, yeah.
Probability.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Steven Matz is set at 6 at minus 114. But he doesn't.
He strikes out a lot, too.
Yeah, and he's a decent strikeout pitcher. I'd probably take that one if I had to, but I don't like either of them.
Tampa Bay strikes out 9.95 times a game. They've struck out over their last 3 games an average of 8. And then Toronto actually doesn't strike out as much as I thought they did. 8.83 times per game, but they've been striking out 8 times on average over the last 3 games. Struck out 8 times last game.
Yeah, they started out the season striking out a bunch, so they must have gotten a lot better recently.
Yeah.
And the Rays offense has actually been pretty good as of recent.
Yeah, they have been scoring some more runs recently. Man, I don't think there's an angle in this game that I like.
I don't think so either.
It's a great baseball watch. Like, watch this game.
It is, yeah.
6:10. You'll probably have to stream it. It's on BSSUN, whatever network that is. So yeah, we'll talk about this next one real briefly, and then we can move on to San Diego, Los Angeles, and wrap it up on this baseball-heavy show, or baseball show.
Baseball only show.
Yeah, baseball only. Texas against the Chicago White Sox. Dane Dunning, which guy's been pitching this year, against Dylan, deceased. I don't know. He might have. I think Dylan came back from the dead last time. He still didn't get a win, but he looked better. I tried to bet against him. So I've bet on him and lost. I've bet against him and lost. I don't know what to do. Like, I do like this Texas lineup. They got some sneaky power. They got some really great hitting. I can't say really great, but like for what we were expecting them to do and what we still consider the Rangers to be, pretty great hitting. The White Sox on the do not bet list, like they're in the doghouse. So what I should probably do is just stay away from this game completely and not force a play with Texas or a team total or anything, or a plus 130 money line like I'm looking at right now. So I think that's probably what I'm going to do. I just, these last 3 games that we're going to talk about, I probably won't have a lot of play on until I look into it either a little further or a little deeper. Or, Texas and Chicago, we don't have lineups for them obviously either right now. So still some things missing as we record this. We're wrapping up at about 11 in the morning Central Time.
Yeah, and I think they might have scratched Dylan Cease because my book doesn't have the game.
Oh yeah, there's been weird stuff going on because last start it said that he was on the IL, or that I heard that he was on the IL, but I couldn't find any IL designation on him, even on like MLB, Baseball Savant, like Action Network. Like there was nothing I could find. And so that gives me weird feelings about this. And we obviously don't want to make a bet without knowing who both starters are going to be, both pitchers. So ultimately, this is definitely going to be a stay away. And I wouldn't recommend y'all playing any part of it. So we can move on from this one easily, in my opinion. With the last game that we're going to talk about, got the Dodgers and the Padres. The Papas are in Los Angeles. Plus 130 underdog. Over under of 7 is set right now. That is a very low number, but we got Yu Darvish and we got Clayton Kershaw on the mound. The righty Darvish, the lefty Kershaw. 2.5 ERA for Darvish, 2.19 for Kershaw. This is just going to, I hope I see some really great pitching duel here because we don't have a lot of them on the slate, and it would be nice to see these pitchers just come out and be filthy. I like offense as much as the next guy, but when I have 2 of the best pitchers in the league, 2 of the more polarizing names, I want to see some pitchers I want to see them rack up 30 Ks, like I love good pitching. McKinstry's going to be out as well as, questionable right now. Chris Taylor questionable also for the Dodgers. So they're going to be down a couple of platoon guys. And with that being said, this is just a viewership game for me, in my humble opinion here. For me personally, I'm sure we could find an angle that we like, and I'm sure we could force something, but that's not what we're about on this show. It's just a hard one to get behind, in my opinion. It's the last game of the night, so it's going to be a little chase centered. Lot of sharp money coming on the Padres. And it just gives me weird feelings about it. So I'm going to go ahead and, I think, wrap that and just kind of move on from that last game in an anticlimactic way. But I think throughout the whole show, you got some really great takes and nuggets from both Blake and I. And we talked about some really good stuff to keep an eye on. And we have some things to look forward to. So Blake already got on out of here, had to get on to dad duty. And so I'm going to wrap the show and remind you to do the 5-star reviews because, well, we're trying to give cash away. You do that. You send a screenshot of your review to me at DALE007 on Twitter or at Dan Besperis on Twitter. Send it to Blake also if you want. He'll get it over to the necessary people. And try to win some money to use with our promo code. Free money, free play, all that good stuff. And just a reminder, I'm at DALE007 on Twitter. I think I just said that about the screenshot, but reminding you 20 seconds later because it's important. I would like to have you follow me. And I would love for you to follow the show at Hoopball Gaming. Don't forget to check the website out, hoop-ball.com. Sign up for a wager pass for at least a month. Just give us a shot for a month. And I think you'll enjoy what you see. So with that, we're going to get this show edited, wrapped, and all that good stuff so you can listen to it in time for our afternoon baseball and time for the rest of the baseball. Let's win some money today. Let's be positive. Send some good vibes, some good energies to those around you. I'm sending you all of mine. And help someone today if you can, and be safe, be healthy, and take care. See you on the next one.
This has been a Hoop Ball presentation.